And ta-da! There it is. So this is a Stellar Industries 48-inch storage box that I bought from Stellar Industries. It's meant for the T-Max bed, so it'll bolt right to the top bed rails using the bed rail guides there. Pretty nice. I got this about a month ago, and I really like it so far. All right, so these boxes come in 3 different sizes. This is the longest one at 48 inches. They have one at 36 and they have one at 24. They're 24 inches tall, 22 inches deep. They're powder coated just like the rest of the bed. Really, really high quality, just like the Stellar T-Max bed. And I like that it has even the rails on top where you can mount stuff to, which was pretty handy because I was able to put the spring-loaded T-nuts in and put some lifting straps on here. And I just picked this thing up with my crane, set it in place, used the T-nuts to fasten it down to the top of the bed. No drilling required. Super nice. All right, let me show you what I got inside this thing. So it opens up just like the other bed doors do. So there you go. So I had a bunch of stuff in the yellow tub in the back of the bed and ended up ejecting out of the bed and fell onto the highway. Luckily, nothing came out of the tub and it just kind of skidded to a stop. And another technician from here actually found it and called me, and he saved the tub for me. But I decided I was going to need some extra storage that I could actually lock up and keep safe. Had some expensive stuff in there, so I ended up putting my master coolant pressure tester and vacuum refiller. I got the extra Milwaukee spotlight, got a slide hammer kit in there, another coolant pressure tester, the Milwaukee transfer pump, the Milwaukee air inflator, and the digital pressure gauge that I have, and a bunch of special hoses, test hoses, jump hoses, track detention hoses. All that stuff goes in there. And it has an optional shelf that you can get for it too, so I went for the shelf. Super nice. Extra storage for the Stellar T-Max beds. Thought you guys really like that. And then I moved this Milwaukee pack out. I did have it over in here, but I had to move it down so I could open the doors. You could see it, it would hit my pack out there. So a little bit different setup in the bed. I ended up installing another E-track right here so I could mount my ladders back here because I was tired of climbing all the way up into here to get my ladders that I use the most. So I got them, mounted right here. Got the pack outs mounted right here. These are the ones that I get into the most, so I want them a little closer to the end. And yeah, that's how I got the rear of my truck set up now. All right, so if you guys want to learn more about the Stellar T-Max storage boxes that you can get, you can go to stellarindustries.com to learn more, or you can get a hold of your local Stellar Industries dealer and you can buy it through them if you want to get some more storage for your T-Max bed. All right, so we're back at the farm, Trilogy Farms. We're going to be working on the feed accelerator bearings now. Got to get this pulley off. I got a special puller that bolts onto the pulley, and you slip this guy on there like that. And then you take the big sledge and you tighten it. There she goes. Now I can get the pulley off. You always leave the nut on, because if you don't, that pulley will fly off. Jeez. Now I can remove this lock color. 7/32 Allen. Got the lock collar off, the shaft cleaned up, and got some penetrating oil on it. Take these bolts out. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tap these holes to M12 by 175, and then that'll give me an area to grab onto with the same puller that I used to pull the pulley off with. It's a very aggressive puller. You can put a lot of force on them. Works pretty good. So you don't even have to actually drill these holes. You can actually just go ahead and tap them to M12. Got all the holes tapped. I just tapped 3 because I only got 3 legs. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to cut a groove right here to where I can get something to put my air hammer, my chisel bit on here, to try to get this interrace to turn on the shaft before we pull. Now let's see if we can get it to turn. Oh, look at that. Just broke it. It's broken. See? Right there. Guess that's how you do that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just spin. Alright, see what she does. Well, I got that big chunk out and I was able to start to turn it, but the balls are falling out of the bearings, so I think we're just going to get this housing out of here. I gotta pick up this shaft. There, it's turning. Turning real easy. So the bearing's off there. Got the shaft cleaned up. I'm going to try to slide new bearing and housing on. I just put a new bearing in this housing here. Get it started. Okay. I'm going to pick it back up with the strap. So got the lock color on, got the pulley on. I put a little coating of anti-seize on there so that pulley comes off a little easier next time. So got the exact same process on the other side, except we don't have a big pulley to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side done. And I got this side done. Heck, it came right out whenever I put the pulling tool on it, and then I cut the inner race to where I could get my air hammer on it and get it to turn. It did take quite a bit of effort to get it to turn, but once it finally turned, I just tapped 2 holes and used 2 of those puller legs, and it pulled right off. So got this side done. Okay, so we're back at Trilogy Farms. It is a Saturday morning, and this is the last combine I got to get done that I have scheduled before harvest. So we're going to get a good push on it today. Hopefully get this combine done. I got to install a few missing bolts in the concave Z-bar up there. Like I said, we're going to center the discharge beater in it because it's offset. I think it's offset to the right, and it's throwing the belt alignment off. So we're going to try to move that. And I got to replace a left-hand final drive seal. There's a pip where we have to check all the roll pins on the front of the shoe augers, the bevel gears that go on the front of the shoe augers. I'm going to check that. And then the active yield pip's already been done. And then we have some ProDrive PTP software that we need to put on it for a pip. So let's get that all done today. There's the concave Z-bar. You can see we got 1, 2, 3 bolts missing. And done. All right, so what I'm doing now is I got the shoe auger pulled out, and I'm looking at the roll pin here. So there's a big roll pin that drives in, and there's a small one that goes inside of it. And you want to make sure that that small one is in there, and they are both in there on this one. So if it's not, I'll drive a new roll pin in there, but we're going to check all 4 shoe augers real quick. And you're supposed to inspect this from the bottom side looking up, but my eyes aren't good enough to see if it's in there. Plus they're usually covered in dirt and stuff, so I just take the time to pull the auger out and visually look at it where I can get my peepers on it a little closer. So yeah, that one's good. All right, so I pulled the left inner one out. This one actually has a broken outer pin in it, which is causing it to be a little loose. So I'm going to put a new outer and inner pin in it. Got hot, got the bandana on after yanking all those shoe augers out. Only had the one that had the broken pin, so all the rest of the shoe augers are good to go. Now I'm getting in the cab and I'm putting PTP software on, which is the controller that controls your powertrain, your ProDrive system. So I'm going to put some software on there, and then we can start messing with the discharge beater. And go. Reprogramming. Programming successful. All right. So now I'm underneath the combine looking at the final drive here, and I'm going to be replacing this seal here on the pinion shaft right here. Had to remove the drive shaft going to the transmission, and we're going to replace that sucker. Got a Matco strikeable screwdriver. Works pretty good. Getting in there. Like to punch a hole in it. Uh-oh. You got a small pan?
First one there. That
Yep.
work?
Yep. Okay. Need some rags.
Did you get yourself dirty?
We got a bleeder. Come on. Boy, it's coming out now. Yep. All right. Try to get it around there. One more time. Still good. One more time.
Flatter.
That look flush?
That's from here.
Huh. All right.
Like it?
Yep. Drive shaft is installed. All right, so I got the final drive oil topped off. That's good. Now we're going to start working on the discharge beater. For one, it needs a new belt because that. And two, we kept having trouble last year when this thing's around the field with the belts wanting to jump off these idlers. Well, when I got to looking at it, see how close the discharge beater is to that side versus this side? So I think that's throwing the belt alignment off. So what I want to do is get that belt off and take the lock collars off of both ends. And we're going to try to shift this guy over to the left and try to get that beater centered up inside of the machine. And hopefully that fixes our belt alignment issue. All right. So the first thing we need to do is take the tension loose on this inner chopper belt because it's got to come off in order for the discharge beater belt to come off. And take the tension off for the discharge beater belt, and then we're going to have to get the shield of doom out. I love that shield.
Shield of Doom.
Yeah.
Tough one to get out of it.
I'd love to meet the guy that designed that one.
Have a little discussion with him.
We'll have a little discussion. Let's see. Oh, man. Couldn't have done that again if I tried.
Just about went too far.
Milwaukee saved the day. You're going to love this shield, Kyle. Oh, they put the push nut on there too. Why? Uh-oh.
Not good.
Bye-bye.
That's it in there. You got your stick?
Of course. You don't leave home without it. Boop. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I'll take the whole thing. See? Why? Why did they have to put a push nut on there? Strike number one. There. No other push nuts on bolt shields anywhere else, but they put one right there. By golly. So now this shield has hoses mounted on it. You loosen those two. And then I don't think I got that on there. Maybe. No. And you gotta use a wrench. Can't get on there. Oh, I got that one loose. You got a short little step stool? That'd be great. 6'4" is just not enough. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's D-walt. Hopefully I don't crush it. Oh, I just needed that one step. Get off there. Really gonna be hard coming all the way off. All that just to remove the hose from the shield. Now I got 2 more nuts over here. Maybe. Of course it doesn't want to go down. Yeah, hit that. There. Let's chop it down just a little bit. I took loose the wrong one. Alright. Now, turn that belt sideways to get it through and out of the way. Then take that belt off the tensioner. You gotta turn it sideways, get it out. Get off there. I could give a guy a ½ inch more room right there to get that out. That'd be fantastic. So I got the Allen loose on the set screw of the lock collar. Now I just need to get it to turn. I took this air chute out right here to give me some more room to get in here. Loose. I want to squirt some juice in there. You know, give a guy a fighting chance. Just maybe. Have some deep creep. Now we gotta get the other side apart, which is probably gonna take a different Allen. You can just feel it. Just feel it. So we're on the right side here. Of course, one side uses a 3/16 Allen. This side's a 5mm. Is this side gonna come off? Oh, would you look at that? I'm gonna have to do a little filing right there on that set screw mark, get this shaft cleaned up, because we're gonna go that way. Got the set screw mark and the shaft cleaned up. Spray it with some special sauce. Let that soak in. Alright, stage 1 aggression level. Air hammer to shaft. See if it moves. I don't think it moved much. Alright. Get an indexing bar on the inside and try to pry over while we air hammer. All right, Kyle's got an indexing bar, prying it over. Are you ready? Not yet?
Still fine.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it.
He's definitely moving.
It's moving. It sprung back. Why is it springing back? It must be moving in this bearing, but not the other one.
Gotcha. You watched it slide back in the shaft?
It did, yeah. It just slid right back.
I can deflect the sidewall quite a bit.
Yeah, it definitely moved, but it's just not moving anymore.
Want me to try to spray it from inside here on this bearing?
Yeah.
Maybe get a little better.
So it's moving in this bearing, but it's stuck in the left-hand side. So this side sheet just wants to deflect and move, and then it springs right back. But we're prying on that other side now. Try the 10-pound sledge. Okay, after an extreme amount of hammering and air hammering and prying, we finally got it. So I've got a finger gap between here and there. It's as centered as it can possibly be. It might just be a fuzz bigger over here, but we can't get it to move anymore. I even fired up the truck and ran the truck air at 160 PSI on a 1/2-inch hose. I mean, we were hitting it as hard as we possibly could. So we're gonna put the belt on and see how it does. So I got the belt on, got everything tightened, and I'm still not liking the alignment. So I got looking into this tensioner. I took the tensioner assembly apart, but this bracket here, it did have a washer put underneath right here. Now you can do that if you are fighting alignment issues. There is a D-tag solution about it, but now that we have the beater position corrected, I went ahead, I'm taking this washer out, and we're going to get it all back together and then tighten it and see where we're at from there. All right, so I got these idlers off. So initially there was only 2 washers on there, thick and a thin one. I looked on Parts Advisor, and there's supposed to be 4 washers that are 6mm thick. So when I got the belt tension on there, it was rutting on the outside of this. So I think if we add the factory washers back in, I think it should be right on the money. So this is what we could come up with for today. I don't have the actual factory thick 6mm washers, so we just got some regular 5/8 washers on there. We're about 3/4 inch thickness now. Factory is about 24 mil, so that's almost 1 inch, so we're gonna give that a shot. Well, that seemed to be the magic ticket. So now it's running dead nuts perfect on the idler. It doesn't seem like it's pulling right here. And then also the gaps in here look good. So if it's rubbing on the chopper pulley, then that needs adjusted, more alignment. But we got gaps on the top and the bottom. You know, it's close, but you know, it's not rubbing. But the main thing is the belt's not wanting to walk off these idlers. That's what the problem was. The belt was jumping off these idlers, and you could make it jump off just by rotating the machine by hand, especially when we rotate in the reverse direction. It just pop it right off. Now you can actually go forward and back, and the belt doesn't want to jump off the idlers. So I'm going to call this problem fixed. Now we just need to lock the lock colors down on both sides and put the shield of doom back in. All right, so the shield of doom is back in, and this combine, I am done with everything on it that I have to do, and the 680. So my job is done here on the farm. So now I can finally breathe, and we can get ready to actually go work on combines in the field for harvest. So the weather's holding out. Looks like we're probably going to have some guys get started today, actually, some more guys cutting beans. So Monday morning rolls around, we'll just have to see what broke. But until next time, keep that green iron moving.